Hey, it's such a pleasure that we get to spend these moments together in the morning, isn't it? Well, you're not here yet, so I hope you go back and watch these. Sometimes you guys are tuned in right when I come on, and sometimes you tune in as I talk. So if you tune in while I'm talking, I hope you go back and watch the beginning of the video, because a lot of times there's some precious nuggets. I try not to load them up in the beginning. But today we're going to talk about the market, and we're definitely doing a Teaching Tuesday today. Teaching Tuesdays conference calls are some of the most intense learning sessions that you can get, and I'm telling you, these are some. We always cover an important topic, something that's vital to your business, and that really opens your eyes on these different individual important issues. And so today we're talking about the market, where I think you should be focused, where I think the money is in the market right now, what's happening in the market. I've got some stats that you're going to be interested in, and so I'm going to talk about that today. Again, our Teaching Tuesdays conference call, it's free. You can call in when you're a member of the Wolf Pack, and so we send out an email, and I'll actually put the call-in number in this posting as well. So you can call in any Tuesday, and today is going to be a special one because we're talking about the market. So where is the market today? I think it's the best market we've seen in over a decade. I think that you're going to find that your seller realism is lagging. Okay, so sellers still are thinking and wanting to get the prices of 6 months ago, okay, and 3 months ago in some areas. Now, I'm not saying some areas are really starting to come off fast, and interest rates really make a huge impact on your market. One of the interesting stats we'll talk about is that 60,000 contracts on properties for last month were either canceled or renegotiated. Why is that? Because the interest rates are changing, and so deals are changing, and so the buyers are falling out. Okay, buyers are falling out because they can't qualify anymore, and also they are actually saying, gee, maybe this is the time to wait. Prices are still kind of high, and now interest rates are high too. So what's going to happen is you're going to see longer days on market. That's what we are very attuned to. So go in your Zillow, start looking at over on the right side. If you scroll down, everybody should get really good at Zillow. Zillow is one of the best tools. They really did a great job with Zillow. It's free. You can look up any city in America, and you can check out some of their incredible tools that I love. The Street View, now you can get the Street View off Google, and anytime you're looking at a property at a distance, you should pop over onto Google or Zillow and look at that Street View. The Street View will tell you some things, but not everything. The Street View will tell you, the house is right up against the parking lot of a church. I had 2 properties like that we looked at yesterday, 2 different cities. But if you look at Zillow, you look at the Street View and you kind of scroll around, you see what's going on in the area, in the neighborhood. Now, the one thing that can be deceptive is sometimes all the houses can look nice. And we had one where we did a Street View, seemed like a good property, and when we actually drove out there, 3 of the houses on that street were boarded up. So it was not what we thought from the Street View. So the Street View is obviously old, or else we would have seen those boarded up houses. So Street View you can't always count on, but it can give you a pretty good indication usually of what you're looking at in a neighborhood. The other view on Zillow is that lot line view where you're looking down and you can see so much. All right, now I want you guys knowing the tools, but I want you tapping into this market and being able to get these properties. Now, what I want you to look for is cash flow properties. I want you to find seller finance, what we call pre-funded properties that already have financing on them, that you're basically just going to take over that financing, or you're going to do seller financing. Now, there's a lot of sellers, if they knew they had the option, and this is why I'm going to talk about working with agents. If you get good agents on your team and they understand what you're doing, they can sometimes explain it to the seller. okay? Now, some sellers, if they had the option, they don't even think that's an option to sell on payments. They just think the only option is to sell for cash. I put it on, call up a realtor and I say, Mr. Realtor, come list my house, and then it sells. Okay, if they knew there was another option, if they knew, hey, how would you like to maybe continue to make a $1,200 a month cash flow on this house, and with no maintenance, no headaches, no hassles, just get a check for $1,200 every month. Is that better than just dumping $200,000 in the bank? All right, well, let's look at it. If you put $200,000 in the bank, how much interest are you getting? Less than 1%. But even if you were getting, like, let's say you were getting, I don't know, 0.75%, how much money are you going to make off that $200,000? Okay, maybe $100 a month. Okay, maybe $150 a month. But if you rented that house out, or if you had somebody like us who could make monthly payments to you, you could get payments like $800 a month. Okay, on that money that would have been making you $150, even being very generous in some kind of a CD or something, maybe that makes you $200 a month. But with us, it's going to make you $800 a month. So again, if you explain this to agents and they can explain it to sellers, or if you explain it to sellers, sometimes this is a better deal for people to sell on terms with seller financing. So we're going to talk more about the market, as I said today on Teaching Tuesdays. And I'm going to get into working with agents and letting agents know what we are doing. And I want you to start to be attuned to the Zillow. So what I was starting to say there on the Zillow is you scroll down on the right side, and when you get to the Zestimate part, it usually says, although not always, sometimes listings aren't completely uniform in Zillow. That's the one thing I'm annoyed by occasionally. For instance, I always like to see the rentals estimate. Some of them don't have it. Now, you guys, sometimes you see it up at the top, and I'll tell you what, people always want to know where the rentals estimate is, and it's hard to find. So the rentals estimate is very important when you're evaluating a property as a cash flowing property. If that property pulls $1,200 a month, that's a lot different from $800 a month or $1,000 a month. Now, I'm going to give you another caveat. Don't trust the rentals estimates 100%. Never trust anything 100%. But the rentals estimate at least gives you some kind of ballpark to go by. Now, remember, if you're selling on lease purchase, usually you can get more per month per house than you can if you did a straight rental. So if you need to make $1,000 a month on that property in order for it to cash flow, because your payment's, I don't know, $700 or $800, and I don't want it any skinnier than that, then you better be sure you can get $1,000 a month. So if you're looking for the rentals estimate, sometimes they actually put it up in the banner at the top, but most times you got to scroll all the way down, and then they'll say monthly cost. You'll see something that says monthly cost of this property. That's like as if you went out and got a new mortgage, and then it's right under that, and it says what your rentals estimate is. So those are going, now the rentals estimates are not going down. In fact, if you look at the rental rates, they're holding or going up in a lot of areas, and they went insanely up last year. So I don't know if they're not going up at that kind of rate, but they're pretty high, and so you can get some pretty good spreads, and that's another thing you should be aware of in the marketplace and in your marketplace. I'm going to talk about regional markets too, because just because you can never say there's a national market. It's very different in different areas. So we'll talk a lot more about that today. So I want you guys to be attuned to that so you know where the money is and how you can make the most money in this market, especially moving forward. Okay, so I'm going to know the market and make money in the market. Okay, that's our affirmation. I know it's long. Okay, ready? I'm going to know the market and make money in the market. I'm going to know the market and make money in the market. I'm going to know the market and make money in the market. Awesome. Okay, let's do our deep breathing. Nice deep breath in. Always put the big smile on your face. This is a great refresher anytime during your day. Sometimes between phone calls, if you take some deep breaths and smile, it can do a little reset and re-energize you. Okay, awesome job, guys. Okay, so let's get together today, Tuesday. Again, Teaching Tuesdays conference call, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. See you there to talk about the market and how you're going to start making a lot of money. Until I see you there, keep expecting success. getting the awesome training and taking